July 31st, 2022. It was supposed to be a normal drive home from a graduation party. Instead, their car slammed into the side of a building at over 100 miles per hour in Strongsville, Ohio. Inside were 3 people, 2 of them now dead. 19-year-old Davion Flanagan and 20-year-old Dominic Russo. But somehow, the third, 17-year-old Mackenzie Shirilla, who was driving at the time, survived. And after the accident, the aspiring teen influencer was back on social media, posting 126 photos and videos, seeming completely carefree. Was the teen coping in her own way, or was she actually unremorseful? Perhaps even happy about what happened? Because if she was really happy about what happened, you'd have to ask, did she plan it? No, that couldn't be right. After all, who in their right mind would intentionally drive themselves, their friend, and their boyfriend straight into a wall at 100 miles per hour? This devastating incident happened as Mackenzie's Toyota Camry turned onto Progress Road, crashing into a Plato's Closet storefront. For 45 minutes, no one knew the crash even happened, until a passerby stumbled upon the wreckage and called police.
This is the worst I've ever seen.
The car looked like it had exploded and had been cut in half.
Oh my God!
The 2 young men who passed away were on the verge of chasing their dreams. Davion had overcome a difficult childhood, removed from his birth parents due to neglect and adopted by the Flanagan family. He worked hard to turn his life around, becoming a star athlete and later a self-taught barber, even applying to barber college. Dominic was equally driven. He loved fashion, started 2 companies, and dreamed of becoming a music producer. His family remembers his attention to detail, even as a kid, and his devotion to his girlfriend of nearly 4 years, Mackenzie, who lived with them for a time.
Many of my brother's interests and goals were centered on learning more about himself and how he could become a better person, and how he could better the community.
So, their sudden passing was heartbreaking for the community.
It was shocking. We've known Davion for about 14 years. They've been neighbors of ours. He was really like a third son for me, so it was devastating.
These kids are part of my heart. You lose one, and it hurts.
And no one took it harder than the families of the deceased.
Okay, both Davion and Dominic are deceased.
And as the horror of what happened hit her, the mother let out some chilling words.
Why did she tell? Why did she tell?
Did you get that?
Why did she tell?
Yes. Dominic's mother immediately appeared to blame her son's long-term girlfriend, Mackenzie. But Mackenzie was a part of the fatal crash. So, would the grieving families ever find out Mackenzie's alleged secret? Well, when authorities arrived on scene, they heard mumbling coming from the car.
Radio, the driver is breathing unconscious. This is bad, guys.
How's Davion? Mackenzie said, before losing consciousness. Even though the teen had stopped breathing at one point, she was flown to the hospital where she recovered. When Mackenzie's parents were informed their daughter had been involved in a tragic accident.
You want to sit down? Oh my God. 2 are deceased in the vehicle. Daughter's driving.
They had one question.
Who died?
For Mackenzie's father, one victim immediately came to mind.
Does anyone know Jacob?
Dom? No, stop. Let him talk.
Guys.
Despite the mother's protests, the officer gave weight to the father's suspicion.
What's the name you said?
Dom.
Might be.
Oh my God. Stop.
As for Dominic's mother, well, she had suspicions of her own.
Nancy, why did she tell?
Chrissy.
Why did she tell?
Mackenzie, on the other hand, expressed what looked like heartbreak when she wrote on her late boyfriend's obituary page, "I miss you, Nug. I still feel like you're just going to walk in the door any second. I miss your laugh, your perfect smile. I feel your energy around me every day. I just wish it was physical. God, you are the last person to deserve this. You had such a perfect life ahead of you. I wish I told you all this more. Please wait for me." These were the words of a grieving teenager who survived the unimaginable, right? Well, that was the assumption, until the police began receiving reports from different members of the Strongsville community. See, while Mackenzie was still in the hospital and the investigation was still going on, she had been seeking employment from a modeling agency in Los Angeles via emails and Instagram posts with the help of her mother.
Mackenzie Shirilla said to Vitaly, "Thank you for the comment. I would love to work with you guys. I've been emailing you guys a lot. Such a great opportunity. Thank you."
Was this just a teen trying her best to move forward despite a heartbreaking tragedy? Or did Mackenzie's behavior suggest an unsettling lack of remorse? Well, from the photos that were sent to police, it was clear some members of the public believed she was moving on a little too quickly. From her hospital bed, Mackenzie was already back to posting selfies on social media. After being released from the hospital, Mackenzie was spotted at a concert, still in her wheelchair. In October, she was captured in social media posts celebrating Halloween with her friends, dressed as a corpse. Mind you, it had only been 3 months since her boyfriend died. She did, however, change costumes part-way through the night, appearing at a party as Drank. Meanwhile, her friend dressed as a joint. These were just a few examples of the 126 photos and videos that Mackenzie posted to social media following the crash, which included everything from Get Ready With Me TikToks to further posts glamorizing substance use. It turns out, police found illegal substances in Mackenzie's crashed car. Then, at the hospital, traces of THC, the active ingredient in cannabis, were found in Mackenzie's bloodstream. Even before the fatal crash, Mackenzie had proudly broadcast her use of illegal substances on TikTok, despite being underage. One of her videos stated, "I'm not even cool. I'm just one of those girls that can do a lot of substances and not die." During their investigation, police also found 136 social media posts from Mackenzie that exposed an unsettling pattern of reckless driving. This included a post capturing the 19-year-old speeding at 90 miles per hour through the suburbs. In her Notes app, investigators even found entries that suggested Mackenzie was selling illegal substances and recording the profits. This, however, was only the tip of the iceberg when it came to Mackenzie's alleged extracurriculars. When investigating Mackenzie's Snapchat messages, officers found exchanges that seemed to expose the teen engaging in SW with 7 different users. Dominic was allegedly aware of this and at one point messaged Mackenzie accusing her of allowing someone to have intimate access to her feet. Mackenzie's response? "We were broken up," she replied, adding that it was just her feet. But it wasn't just Mackenzie's taste for substances and seedy activities that earned her a notorious reputation in Strongsville. Davion's parents claimed that Mackenzie was a bully who had a habit of humiliating people in their school and even took pleasure in it. She would tell people they should take their lives when they were depressed. She was a narcissist, not nice person, his father alleged. And according to what Mackenzie's ex-boyfriend told police, even her peers couldn't accept her problematic behavior.
10th grade. And that's kind of when like all of us stopped being friends with just her. We were all cool with stuff. Just because she's so like crazy, she'll blow everyone's phone up.
And he didn't have any fond memories.
She's just in general like kind of a shady person. She's like a snake. Like she'll go and talk to everyone about everyone. And then like, you know what I'm saying? She'll go talk about me to someone else, and then she'll go talk about to that person to me. You know what I'm saying? But she would do it with everyone through multiple friend groups because of the type of person she was. Like she doesn't have no regard for other people.
On top of that, he claimed there was something about Mackenzie that just seemed, well, off.
I don't think she's just mentally all there.
But among those she allegedly mistreated, it seemed Mackenzie terrorized Dominic the most.
She's always threatened and was disrespectful to Dom in my eyes.
Why did Dom put up with this? Do you know?
I've personally been told that she did voodoo on him. I mean, I personally don't believe that, but she has told people that she's put a spell on him so that he couldn't break up with her.
Yes, the rumor in Strongsville was that Mackenzie bewitched Dominic. And even after his death, she was allegedly using mysterious methods to talk to him.
And she also uses the pendulum, I know too. to try to get answers. She tries to use it now to talk to Dom.
Dominic's older brother, Angelo Russo, claimed that during their relationship, he witnessed a lot of negative behavior from her to his brother that ended up pushing Angelo away as a big brother figure because she just wasn't fair to him. According to Mackenzie's own friend, she was so controlling that she would forbid Dominic from attending any social gathering where girls might be present.
She got weird over him going to public places, a lot of stuff.
So, were the events of July 31st, 2022 the results of a jealous rage turned deadly, or a failed attempt at something else?
There is times where she called Dom and said, if you break up with me, I'm going to myself. Word for word.
Since Mackenzie lived with Dominic and his family, it was hard for him to find peace when they fought. She did everything to get what she wanted. During one of their fights, Dominic even started recording when she started making threats while banging on the door to his family's home.
Dom, if you do not open, you think I'm joking. You think I'm joking. I'm dead.
What do you mean?
You know that's exactly what I mean. You don't even know exactly what I mean. You're gonna come open this door right now, or there's gonna be a serious problem.
In another incident, it got to a point where one of Dominic's friends had to rescue him. The couple was in Mackenzie's Toyota Camry, fighting, when Mackenzie started driving erratically. Desperate, Dominic called his mom to pick him up. The friend ended up coming to get him, and over the phone, they heard Mackenzie utter a threat they wouldn't forget. "I'll crash this car right now." The friend pulled up behind Mackenzie's car, which stopped on the roadside. He allegedly saw her hitting Dominic with both hands while verbally abusing him. This happened just 2 weeks before the crash. Were these just threats? Or was it possible the teen meant every single word she said? As more people came forward with horror stories, Mackenzie's character was becoming increasingly suspect. But what authorities needed was evidence, and that's exactly what friends of Dominic and Davion claim to have. Through the location sharing app Life360, the group had discovered something chilling about Dominic and Davion's movements on the fateful morning of July 31st, 2022. The young men voluntarily shared information with police that showed Dominic and Davion suddenly speeding and exceeding 90 miles per hour while heading towards a building.
There was no hard braking until, it'll show you when they hard braked, and that was when they hit the wall.
With this evidence, along with testimonies from the community, the police were able to build enough of a case. By November 4th, 2022, Mackenzie Shirilla was arrested, but not for possession of substances or reckless driving.
You're under arrest for aggravated murder ×2, okay?
Yes, Mackenzie was under arrest for the murder of Dominic Russo and Davion Flanagan. Yet, she appeared more concerned about her jewelry than the prospect of life behind bars.
Could you please be careful taking this one off so it doesn't break the bracelet, please?
You got it. No.
Thank you.
You got it.
Okay, Mackenzie, I'm gonna take your handcuffs off. I need all the jewelry and everything from off, okay?
I can't wear any of it.
No, I need you to take it off while you're in jail right now.
And this wasn't the only time the seriousness of the charges didn't seem to hit Mackenzie. In one of the first few court proceedings, the victim's parents stated their request when it came to Mackenzie's punishment.
All right, my name is Jamie Flanagan. I'm the victim Davion's mother, and I have Christine with me too, the other victim's mother. And we just ask that you please, Your Honor, take into account the victims. This has been an absolutely devastating loss for our families. We ask that you, when you're looking at the bond, please keep it the same or raise it. We feel that Mackenzie is a threat to both herself and the community if she were to be released.
While the two grieving mothers reminded the court of what Mackenzie had done to their sons, the teen rested her chin on her hands and fixed her hair like she was in online class, not court. People had theories about her lack of remorse. The way she constantly grooms herself in front of the camera just goes to show how much of a narcissist Mackenzie is. Some can chalk it up to her being nervous, but I don't believe that this is the case. She couldn't care less. She truly believes that she's going to get out of this without a care in the world. Of course, This behavior was a far cry from her experience at trial when her toxic behaviors, selfishness, and entitlement finally caught up to her. From her history of bullying classmates and even her boyfriend.
You're gonna come open this door right now, or there's gonna be a serious problem.
To her misplaced priorities following the deaths of Dominic and Davion. But would the trial bring justice?
No, Mackenzie. No, you're in jail, and you're probably not going to get out. Maybe ever. Yeah, that's some self-realization on that face right there.
Or would Mackenzie escape consequences?
How do you feel about that decision?
I'll be honest. It stung.
Before the trial answered these questions, investigators had to explain one thing. What transformed this case from a tragedy to a murder investigation? Considering how reckless teenagers can be, some, including Dominic's older sister, believed that it was Mackenzie's driving under the influence that led to the fatal crash.
I was assuming, that she could have been drinking. They were young. I thought maybe she was just going fast or something and lost control.
CCTV footage, however, revealed that Mackenzie was driving carefully, even using her turn signal before revving up to 100 miles per hour. What caused this sudden and extreme change in speed? Was it accidental or foul play? The investigation found no problems with the vehicle, which meant the issue laid with Mackenzie. A text message from the teen to Dominic's mother revealed her alleged memory of the moments leading to the devastating crash. I remember turning onto the street, and then my vision fades to black. It really kills me not being able to remember anything. I promise you. I would tell you. I've been asking my therapist why I don't remember, and she said it's because of trauma. But I'm gonna try and get hypnotized and make myself remember. Was this true, or just a cover-up for something more sinister? Mackenzie's mother testified that her daughter had POTS, a condition that can cause dizziness, low blood pressure, increased heart rate, and, at worst, fainting. Mackenzie's lawyer also suggested many possibilities for the crash.
Is it just kids being kids? Is it Dominic grabbing the steering wheel? Is it Mackenzie maybe speeding and say, oh my God, dark out, it's late, I'm coming up to this, I better do something, and she goes like that to avoid an accident, not acting purposely, but in fact trying to avoid it.
According to the lawyer, reckless driving and then panicking was a common occurrence for teens, and the fact that Mackenzie was high that night only further explained the crash. But what about her threats to her boyfriend, Dominic? Well, as Mackenzie's attorney reminded the court, the fighting between the couple was mutual. He also emphasized that their age difference might have been part of the issue. The attorney even questioned Dominic's brother, Angelo. She's a 17-year-old kid, and your brother is what, 20? He asked. Even though the couple did start dating when they were both minors, and Ohio's age of consent is 16, bringing up this adult-minor relationship could make the public view Dominic in a negative light. But was their 3-year age gap the reason for their frequent fights? The night of the graduation party, everything seemed fine. The host of the party claimed he didn't see the couple fight for the 6 hours they were there. And while Mackenzie seemed to have moved on too quickly, and perhaps even lacked remorse, doctors who took care of her after the crash noted that she expressed extreme guilt, to the point that she even wanted to die. They claimed Mackenzie believed it was her fault for killing her boyfriend, and the weight of Mackenzie's guilt seemingly showed in court as she delivered a tearful apology to the families of Dominic and Davion.
I wish I could remember what happened. I'm just so sorry. I'm heartbroken. I love Dom and Davion. We were all friends, and Dom was my soulmate. I wish I could take all your pain away, and I'm so sorry.
But did she really feel remorse, or just guilty that she got caught? Many were convinced that Mackenzie was fully capable of murder, even the victims' families who wanted to give her the benefit of the doubt.
I'm Christine Russo. I'm Dominic's mother. No one wanted this to be a murder or to punish Mackenzie Shirilla for this accident. But this was not a car accident.
However, accusations and circumstantial evidence weren't enough for a conviction. So, what did the prosecutors have? Well, one of the most unsettling pieces of evidence came from Mackenzie's phone. It revealed that she previously went to the area of the crash 3 days before it happened. Mackenzie had scouted out the area and chosen an obscure route where there wouldn't be anyone to witness how she drove or rescue anyone who could still be alive. Prosecutors believed that she might have even used her age as an advantage. See, the day after the crash was Mackenzie's 18th birthday, where she would legally become an adult. But because the crime was committed as a minor, she hypothetically should have been judged under the juvenile court system, where punishments are less harsh. However, if this was Mackenzie's plan, it failed miserably, as the juvenile court found enough reason to transfer her to the General Division for prosecution. And then there was something else Mackenzie failed to predict: the cameras. Despite the clear weather, dry roads, and her car in peak condition, CCTV captured Mackenzie's vehicle going from driving responsibly to speeding at 100 miles per hour. And while the defense blamed the THC found in her system for the crash, the prosecution argued that her careful driving use of the turn signal at the beginning of the footage was not consistent with someone who was not in control.
She morphs from a responsible driver to literal hell on wheels as she makes her way down the street.
Still, there was no way of knowing what was going on inside the car, until investigators found the final piece of the puzzle. Within the remains of Mackenzie's Toyota Camry, investigators found the vehicle's event data recorder, also known as the black box. This device collects data on how the car was being operated, including its speed, braking, acceleration, and airbag deployment. According to the black box, moments before the fatal collision, while the car was speeding at 100 miles per hour towards a building, Mackenzie's foot wasn't on the brakes, it was on the accelerator.
The video clearly shows the purpose and intent of the defendant. She chose a course of death and destruction that day.
This was all the evidence the jury needed. On August 21st, 2023, Mackenzie Shirilla was found guilty of multiple charges, including 4 counts of murder and 2 counts of vehicular homicide. But what punishment would Mackenzie face for her crimes? When it came to the potential sentencing, there was disagreement from both sides. There were those, like Mackenzie's mother, who still believed in her daughter's innocence and wanted her sentence to reflect that. While the mother claimed her heart hurt for the families of Dominic and Davion, she emphasized that this was a loss for the Shirillas as well, boldly telling the court that Dominic
was part of our family.
She emphasized the toll this incident had taken on Mackenzie, claiming her daughter would never emotionally or physically recover from it, and that there was no way she committed this crime intentionally.
Because she would never, ever, ever murder the love of her life.
But the judge noticed something missing from the mother's speech.
I'm hearing an awful lot about your daughter. I'm not hearing very much about the 2 dead people.
Dominic, okay, I'm asking you for leniency because this was a tragic accident that she does not remember.
And this wasn't the only moment when Mackenzie's mother seemingly forgot that lives had been lost. The day of the crash, Dominic's grieving mother called the Shirilla household to check on how Mackenzie was doing in the hospital. Mackenzie's mother's concern, however, was elsewhere. The first thing she allegedly said was,
"Oh, please don't listen to what everyone's saying on Facebook." Yeah, my son is dead, his friend is dead, and I'm checking on yours. Yet social media is what's important.
Is this where Mackenzie's behavior came from? That's the conclusion some viewers came to. That mother is something else. No wonder the daughter turned out like this. Wow. And according to what other family members had to say, it was like mother, like daughter.
Mackenzie Shirilla, the most selfish person I know. Ironically, Dom was the most selfless person I know. Mackenzie Shirilla murdered Dom and Davion in cold blood and had already moved on.
This is why many argued for the harshest possible punishment, and it seemed they got what they wanted. Mackenzie was sentenced to life in prison, with one exception, a chance for parole in 15 years. Davion's family argued that 30 years before parole would have been more fair.
It took your breath away a little bit to hear that it was not going to be 30, because
which 15 is she serving? Is she serving 15 for Dominic or is she serving 15 for Davion?
But while the judge recognized the family's dissatisfaction, she remained firm on the sentencing.
I understand that the pain in this room wants me to impose the harshest sentence. But I don't believe that would be the appropriate sentence, because I do believe that Mackenzie will not be out in 15 years.
Now this leaves one question. Why would the teen commit such a reckless crime? Well, the judge put forward one possibility, that Mackenzie intended to die in the crash. However, from the judge's perspective, this detail was irrelevant to the trial.
A failed attempt is not a defense to murder.
Clinical psychologist Dr. G suggested several possible motives for this, including mental health issues, narcissism, a lack of empathy, and impulsivity. But his most disturbing theory?
For people that have conflicted or obsessive or challenging relationships like this, it's possible that she conflated love and death. She may have seen death as a unifying act, as a romantic act.
Essentially binding her and Dominic together forever, if she passed with him. And the red flags may have been there all along, showing obsession through spells, voodoo, and pendulums to connect with Dominic. And while no one believes she actually followed through with her threats, Dr. G emphasized that these warning signs must always be taken seriously.
He was so much more than cargo.
Meanwhile, Mackenzie remains in prison. As for whether she spends 15 years behind bars or the rest of her life, well, that all depends on if someone who committed such a heinous crime is capable of change.
There's a very good likelihood, Mackenzie, that you will spend the rest of your life in prison. That won't be up to me. That will be up to the parole board, and that will be up to you to a great extent.
While you're here, check out our video about another teen who tried to escape the consequences of her actions. And consider liking, commenting, and subscribing. Your support means a lot to us and helps us continue to create videos like these.